China's backing of Iran has become a major issue in world politics. As tensions increase between Iran and the United States, China is stepping in to help Iran in many ways. This support goes far beyond simple trade or friendly words. It includes economic, diplomatic, and even military elements. Iran has long faced heavy pressure from the United States and its allies, especially over its nuclear program and regional activities. By supporting Iran, China is not only helping a partner, but is also challenging American influence in the Middle East. This partnership is changing the balance of power in the region. Many analysts see these moves as part of China's bigger plan to increase its global influence. China wants to show that it can protect its friends and shape world events. For Iran, this means having a powerful ally when facing international isolation and threats. Understanding the details of this partnership is important. It affects not just Iran and China, but also the United States, Europe, and the whole Middle East. In this essay, we will break down each part of this relationship and explain what it means for the future. China gives Iran important support at the United Nations and in other international meetings. When Western countries try to punish Iran or pass tough resolutions, China often stands with Iran or calls for softer actions. This diplomatic shield is crucial for Iran, which faces many critics. One of the strongest connections between the two countries is oil. China is Iran's biggest buyer of crude oil. This trade helps Iran get money even when United States sanctions try to cut it off from the world market. For China, Iranian oil is a cheap and reliable source of energy. Apart from oil, China invests in Iranian infrastructure and technology. Chinese companies are active in building roads, power plants, and other key projects. These investments create jobs in Iran and help keep its economy running despite Western pressure. This economic and diplomatic support gives Iran more confidence. It can stand up to the United States and its allies, knowing that China is on its side. For China, helping Iran is a way to gain a stronger voice in global affairs and secure its energy needs. Military cooperation between China and Iran has been growing year by year. The two countries have held several joint naval exercises, some of them including Russia. These drills are held in strategic waterways, such as the Persian Gulf and the Indian Ocean. These exercises are not just about practicing military skills. They send a clear message to the United States and its allies that China, Iran, and Russia are willing to work together. It shows that Iran is not alone, and that China is ready to support it openly, at least to a certain point. On the ground, these drills help Iran's forces learn new tactics and improve their coordination. They also give Chinese military leaders a chance to study the region and test their own forces far from home. Such exercises make it harder for the United States and its allies to plan and respond. While China is careful not to cross any red lines that might lead to open conflict with the United States, these drills show its growing confidence. They are a sign that China is willing to push back against American power, but still wants to avoid a direct clash. Iran is always looking for ways to upgrade its military, especially after losing equipment in recent conflicts. Recently, it has turned to China for help, seeking advanced weapons to boost its power. One of the most talked about deals is Iran's interest in buying the CM-302 supersonic anti-ship missile. The CM-302 is a powerful missile that can travel at very high speeds. It is designed to target large ships, including aircraft carriers. This kind of weapon would make the United States Navy's job much harder in the region. Experts say even the best defenses could struggle to stop it. Iranian officials have traveled to China to discuss this missile deal. They want to buy enough missiles to replace losses and deter future attacks. While the details are secret, it is clear that both countries see this as an important step in their military partnership. If this deal goes through, it will shift the balance of power in the Persian Gulf. The United States and its allies will have to rethink their naval strategies. For Iran, it means a stronger hand against any outside threats. For China, it is a way to show it can help its partners in real, concrete ways. China's support for Iran is not limited to weapons or diplomacy. Chinese companies and agencies are also gathering intelligence in the Middle East. This information is used to track the movements of United States forces and help Iran prepare for possible threats. A Chinese company called Mazar Vision has gained attention for its detailed reports on United States military deployments near Iran. These updates include the arrival of United States aircraft carriers and the location of American troops across the region. Such intelligence can be shared quickly with Iran and other partners. By tracking United States activity, China can help Iran avoid surprise attacks and plan its own moves better. This makes it harder for the United States to hide its strategies. Chinese intelligence also helps Beijing understand what is happening in a region that is crucial for its energy security. The rise of Chinese intelligence operations in the Middle East is worrisome for American and European officials. It adds a new layer to the complex web of competition and could spark more intense spying and counter-spying in the future. The partnership between China and Iran has made life more complicated for U.S. forces in the Middle East. With Iran's new Chinese weapons, American ships and bases could be more at risk than before. The U.S. Navy must now worry about advanced missiles like the CM-302. Joint military drills involving China, Iran, and Russia show that these countries are building a united front. This makes it harder for the U.S. to pressure Iran alone. U.S. planners have to consider not just Iran's actions, but also how China and Russia might respond. China's intelligence sharing also reduces the U.S. advantage. If Iran knows where U.S. ships and troops are, it can adjust its strategies quickly. This makes surprise operations much more difficult for the U.S. military. Overall, these changes mean the U.S. must rethink its approach in the region. It cannot act with the same freedom as before. The danger of mistakes or accidents is higher, especially as more powerful weapons and more countries are involved. For many years, the United States was seen as the world's only superpower, but now, things are changing. China's actions with Iran are part of a bigger plan to create what experts call a multipolar world. This means there are several powerful countries, not just one. China wants to show that it can lead and protect its friends, just like the US has done for decades. By working with Iran, Russia, and others, China is building a network that can challenge Western influence in many parts of the world. A multipolar world is more complex and less predictable. There are more alliances, and countries must be careful not to anger one side while working with another. This kind of world can be less stable, but it also gives smaller countries more options for partnership. China's push for a multipolar order is felt in the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and beyond. Its partnership with Iran is just one example of how it is shaping the future of world politics. China has a clear strategy in its dealings with Iran. It wants to increase its power without starting a direct fight with the United States, by supporting Iran with money, weapons, and intelligence, but avoiding direct conflict. China can weaken U.S. influence carefully. This approach is called measured engagement. China builds ties step by step, always watching how the U.S. and others will react. It uses international organizations, business deals, and military exercises to grow its reach in a quiet but steady way. For Iran, this support is a lifeline. It can stand up to sanctions and threats, knowing it has China's backing. For China, every new deal or drill is a sign that it is becoming a true global leader. As the partnership grows, other countries watch closely. Some may join China's orbit, while others will look for ways to resist its rise. The world is entering a new era, with China at the center of many changes. Looking ahead, the China-Iran partnership is likely to become even stronger. New arms deals, more military exercises, and deeper intelligence sharing are all on the table. Both countries have reasons to keep working together, especially as the US and its allies try to isolate them. China will probably keep using a careful, step-by-step approach. It wants to avoid a direct clash with the US, but also prove its loyalty to partners like Iran. As long as tensions remain high in the Middle East, this partnership will stay important. Iran, for its part, will look for more Chinese investment and technology. It will also push for more advanced weapons, hoping to stay ahead of its rivals. The rest of the world, especially the US, will have to adapt to this new reality. In the end, China's support for Iran is about more than just two countries. It is a sign of how the world is changing, with new alliances and new centers of power. Everyone will have to watch closely to see what happens next.